Today I'll give you fashion shoot tips as requested in my Insta stories. So I'll give you this easy formula which each fashion and creative photographer should know. As a bonus, I'll give you one environmentally conscious tip at the end of this video. Welcome! For those of you who are here for the first time, my name is Eliška Sky and this is Inside Creative Mind, where I hope to help people to find their voice in photography and inspire other creatives. So don't forget to subscribe to not miss this series and all tips related to photography. Before we start, I just wanted to thank all of you who watched my previous video, 5 tips on how to work with color in fashion and creative photography. I received an incredible amount of messages and kind of encouragement to keep going. So thank you so much for all of you who watched it, and I'm very happy it made you inspired. In last video, we discussed that the color can be used as one color highlight, it can be used as tone in tone, complementary colors, pastel colors, or kind of going all in. And based on that, I created a photography challenge and some of you participated. So this is the selection of best of images from your submissions. Thank you so much again for those of you who participated. Really great work. I'm really proud of you and keep going. So now let's jump to today's video. In today's video, I'm gonna give you key tips which can be used for any fashion campaign or editorial story. So I'll give you this easy formula which is gonna help you to be organized and ready on the day of the photo shoot. The formula you need to remember is P-E-A-C-E, peace. And even though you need peace or calm on the day of the photo shoot, in this case, each letter represents one category you should focus at for the preparation and also on the day of the photo shoot. P for preparation. Preparation and research are really key to success. If you are prepared, it's going to be much easier to improvise and be creative on the day. You're gonna have this base, this starting point, and you can nicely build up on top of it. So let's have a look what we need to include in the preparation. First of all, it's theme. Idea. The idea of the photo shoot should be something related to you. I believe that the photographs should represent who you are and what the messages you want to portray. Sometimes the idea for the photo shoot, or this first kind of hint, can come from the publication or the client, but you can still shape it and change it towards your aesthetics and your feeling. I personally go for the themes which reflect my personality, my life, or my messages I want to portray. Themes like body acceptance and environmental consciousness reappear in my work as that's something I'm interested on a personal level. Preparation number 2, mood board. When you have your idea, the next thing you need is a mood board and maybe sketches. Mood board is a set of inspirational references which will help you to kind of narrow your idea to something tangible. It will be a great connection point to show to your team, client, and publication. Start by researching online. I really enjoy Pinterest as you can add your own links and references. And with the application like Pin Down, you can download all references easily to your computer. You can then select the closest photographs or inspirational references and place them together in Keynote or PowerPoint presentation. You can then divide the mood board to multiple pages, including main mood, styling, makeup and hair, set design, location, etc. If you have a very detailed photo shoot, you can create a mood board for each individual photograph. As you can see in this project Prelude for InFringe magazine, where each photograph highlights one environmental issue. When you have the mood board done, you can easily contact the team or publication with this proposal and consult your idea with the client. Preparation number 3, fashion research. As fashion photographer, you need to be aware of fashion. It's really important that you look into new collections every year, you look into what the designers and new brands are creating, because if you're working for publication, they're gonna ask you specifically to work only current season collections. The great website to visit is vogue.com, where you have all brands nicely lined up with description of the collection. From there you can easily see trends of the current season. Tip number 4, find your team, models and potentially publication. If you're working on a fashion photo shoot, it's really a teamwork. So you want to find people who are on the same aesthetics as you are, and then it's gonna be so much easier to work on the day. You're gonna bounce off each other with ideas, and it's gonna be really creative photo shoot, really creative work. You might be wondering where to find the team. I suggest that you look on social media. Nowadays it's so easy to find great creatives on social media. Second tip is go to the magazines you like, go to the publications you like, and just go through them or go online on their online versions and look for the stylists, hair and makeup people who you really connect with, and try to contact them. There is nothing easier than to try. In terms of the models, you can always connect with modeling agencies. They offer testing of their new faces models in exchange for photographs for their portfolio. Also, you can look around and pick up your friends, someone from the family. Just try to look for the unusual beauty. That's something I really try to challenge in my work, to not photograph only high-end fashion models, but also everyday people, because I think beauty is everywhere if you look at it that way. And that brings us to tip number 5, location scouting. The location should reflect your idea and should be connected with the theme of your photo shoot. For example, the fashion editorial Elf Stories for Vogue Italia was shot in Iceland, where people believe in mystical creatures and elves. So that's why we added elves' ears to models with prosthetics, so the story matches the location. If you found your location, try to also visit it before the photo shoot, so you are ready and know which photograph's gonna be shot in which part of the location. So now we have the theme, model, team, publication, location. We're ready to shoot. So let's move on to E for expression. Expression of your ideas and structure on the day is really important. As I mentioned earlier, fashion photography is a teamwork, so you really need to make sure everyone understands what's going on, what's the idea of the shoot. So presumably you already created a mood board with different sections of the photo shoot, so you have makeup, hair, styling, set design, so everyone was already briefed with the idea of the photo shoot and project, but the task now is on the day to put it all together, so all the elements of the story work as a coherent idea. At the beginning of the shoot, I call all the members of the team, I repeat the idea again, and I introduce them between each other. That's kind of a nice starting of the photo shoot, and everyone feels more like a team. So that was E as expression, and let's move on to A as angles. You need to be kind of dancing with the model and find the right angle. I know some photographers use tripods, but I believe that is really limiting, so I almost never use a tripod. I usually write to myself to not forget angles from below, which are gonna create these long legs of the model, from the eye view, and then from above. You can also think about looking through some objects, creating unusual angles with model's pose, or choosing wide or telephoto lens. If you photograph in the studio, usually telephoto lens is a better option because it helps you to not see the edges of the paper. But why not to turn it around and just show the edges? Tim Walker uses really wide angle lenses, almost fisheye lenses, in the studio in his work, and it creates really cool distortions. Bottom line is, look which angle the model and the garment look at best. And don't be afraid to use the lens and angles in a creative way, so you form really unexpected photographs. Let's move on to letter C, crops. Now you have a great expressions, great angles of the model. What is also important to have a variety of crops, so variety of wide and detailed shots. Make sure you have a beauty shot, detailed portrait, 3/4 of a body shot, and full body. In terms of the detail, it can be a detail on the makeup, but also detail of the garment, close up on some important part of the outfit. This variety of crops will be really important when you're making a layout, and also it's gonna be super useful to any brand or designer client. The last part of our piece, editing. Selecting the right photographs is one of the second most important things in our piece. I saw so many photographers who did great photo shoots, great ideas, but then didn't select the right photographs. You really want to train your eye and study loads of references, history of photography and your own work, and you're gonna become more fluent with the selection. It's gonna become almost like part of your vision. If you photograph for a brand or magazine, really look not only where the model looks great, but also the garment. And if you photograph a story, fashion editorial story, really look how the photographs work together. Close-ups usually works very well with full body or 3/4 shots. Spend time selecting and comparing the photographs together. That will help you to decide. I find programs like Bridge very helpful in this sense, as I can quickly compare and rate my photographs. When you have the selection ready, think about the editing and post-processing of your photographs. Post-processing and editing should enhance the photographs, not completely change it. I believe that sometimes less is more. And here you have it. That was the complete formula. So let's do a little recap. Remember peace. P for preparation. Come up with your idea. Make a mood board. Find your team, models, publication, do your fashion research and location scouting. E for expression. Communicate with your team and model and come up with a great variety of expressions. A for angles. Make sure you have a variety of angles and using the lens creatively. And C, crops. Make sure you have a variety of wide shots but also detailed portrait shots, so you can nicely match them in the layout. And lastly, E for editing. Highlight your photographs with the editing and post-processing. And here you have it. That was our piece, that was our formula, which will help you to be organized on the day of the photo shoot and not forget some important elements on the day. Let me know if you find these tips useful in the comments below, and also give me tips for next video. What would you like to see? But before we finish, I have the environmentally conscious tip. You might be wondering, why am I telling you this when this is more about photography? It's because I really care about environment, and I thought I could inspire you to join me with tackling the pollution and helping to protect the environment. So in this video I prepared a little tip on how to crack a coconut. In UK there is so much fruits, cutted fruits, which are in a small plastic containers. Now I find this, first of all, really unnecessary, because you can always cut your fruits and veggies at home and just bring a small container with you. But with the coconut, I have to admit, I was buying those small containers a couple times as well, because I just thought probably I can crack the coconut at home. But then one day I learned how to do it, and it's super easy, so I just thought, why not to show you, and maybe it's gonna inspire other people as well. Okay, welcome in my kitchen. So we're gonna open a coconut. It's super easy. You of course need a coconut. Just make sure that the coconut has the milk inside, so just shake it before you buy it. Then we need a hammer and a screwdriver. Just wash it before you use it. Also you're gonna prepare a strainer and a glass just to pour the milk to it. So on the coconut, just find the 3 eyes and put the screwdriver there and just make 3 holes. Okay, first one is done. should be easy. Guys, it is really easy. I know I'm using lots of force, but it's just because this coconut is quite fresh. Alright, and when you have that, just pour the water inside the glass. Great. So now we have a nice coconut water, so you can just drink that or put it to some cooking. And now how to open the coconut. So you're gonna just twist the coconut and just always smash it with the hammer. So you're gonna just keep turning it till it opens, till it cracks. And it's already, you can see the crack already is happening. Okay, it's cracking. So I can already probably open it. Maybe a little bit more. And here you have it! Coconut! And from here you can just remove these pieces and you can just eat them straight away. Yeah, it's good. So I hope you enjoyed this photography formula and also the environmentally conscious tip, and I'll see you at the next video. Stay creative!